Hi Mark here. It's Tuesday, March the 5th, 7:45 a.m. Eastern, 11:45 a.m. GMT. US session about to get underway. Let's have a look how the market shapes up this morning. US dollar continuing its brief rally we've seen over the past as we're going on the third day. Higher highs, higher lows, small green body of a candlestick. I've got support at 98.25. I've got resistance at 98.45. Still hasn't come back about halfway from the big drop that we saw at the end of last month on the 30th, fighting its way back about halfway there for now, and we'll see whether buyers can continue with this, with if there is demand for US dollars and buyers can break above this intraday resistance, continue this rally that we're seeing, this bounce that we're seeing, or if we're going to get a return to dollar weakness, sellers step in and look down at the 98.25, looking to get back down to the 98 level. Let's have a look at the S&P 500 futures market for now. Still a good hour and a half plus until Wall Street opens up. And so far, we are seeing a demand for US equities, a bounce up off the support level, support at 7,222, resistance at 7,258. We have seen the S&P at record high levels last week, gave back a little bit yesterday, but buyers have jumped back straight in. We'll see if this record high is if buyers attempt to test again this record high, selling at 7,277, and the demand for US equities continues, or if we do see a sell-off and a bounce down off this area and sellers look down at the support level. Noticeably, US dollar going up and equities going up at this point, as opposed to the more traditional inverse relationship between the two. But bear in mind, Wall Street hasn't yet opened up. Let's have a look at gold. Gold bouncing back from a big sell-off yesterday, downtrend still in place. The support has held again. You can see the support has been tested a few times. 4,513 buyers have bounced up off that support level, and I've got resistance at 4,565. Buyers will look at the 4,600 on the upside in order to reverse the downtrend that we've been in since middle of April. Brent oil still at those high levels, strong push higher yesterday, a little bit of a sell-off earlier today, but you can see buyers have stepped in at this support, the support 111.91. I've got resistance at 114.67. Yesterday was the highest close we've seen since the war started, so maybe natural for a bit of a pause, a little bit of selling to have happened, which like we see today. Body of the candlestick, still a small red candlestick. If buyers do step in again, continue with this very strong uptrend and the nervousness surrounding the Middle East conflict, particularly the both production and maybe even more importantly, supply concerned with the Strait of Hormuz being the central point now. Buyers will look up at this 114.67 on the upside. Any optimistic news regarding the supply of oil, and sellers will look down at this 111 on the way back to the 110. But certainly still the high prices maintaining with oil right now going into the new trading day. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin picking up and carrying on from yesterday. There's the uptrend clearly in place. Still, I've got the support at 79,000.7. Buyers have broken above this 80. Yesterday's intraday resistance trading above that level now. I've got resistance at 81.3 thousand. Higher highs, higher lows, We'll see whether demand for Bitcoin does continue, whether this rally can continue. Plenty room on the upside, obviously. So we'll see how that plays out during the US session. Good trading. Keep that discipline. I'll see you at end of day.